Sam Pagano up here in the booth. It's time for the second half. The score 21-21 as we start this one all knotted up. The Bear Creek Bears in their green and gold, ready to kick this one away. Doing the honors will be Jeff Baker, back to receive. Liss, Hattery, and Eiler. An outstanding first half of football, a very exciting first half. Everything seemed to be in the first quarter coming up Chatfield Chargers. In the second quarter, everything came back together for the Bear Creek Bears. Right now, the Chatfield Charger offense led by Ryan Venna. They're going to start back on the 20-yard line after the touchback. Stander, Whitwer, Hacking, Greg Stander, Eric Schmidt, Godwin Semakula, Mike Jones. Those are your possession people. Anderson, Kuchera, Snyder, Rons, and Knight make up the front line. Baldwin, O'Hanlon, Cook, Dykers, Allison, Butson, Swartwood, Petramala, and Scapich, Montoya, Contreras all make up the defense for the Bear Creek Bears. Sam, that was a very, very impressive first half.
Big kick by Baker. He puts the ball in the end zone, likes to start him on the 20-yard line. Coach Tom Tennell was clapping, talking to him. Nice job, Baker. You put him in a hole.
Free it out, baby!
Venna hands it back on the other side to Hacking. Hacking gets it to the right side. He turns the corner, defense around him. It appears as if he might have picked up enough for the first down as they mark him down at the 30.
They like to run the inside counter, inside reverse. That time, what they did, they went to the outside. There's the stats, and total plays are pretty even. But you look at the passing yardage for Bear Creek, 153, and total yardage, they have 180 yards, and that's the difference in the ball game. The same amount of plays, but more yardage for Bear Creek, passing and throwing.
Single back in the backfield is Mark Stander, only a sophomore. He's had a terrific season as a sophomore. He gets the option and turns the corner, gets to the outside, picks up a quick 14 yards. Boom, boom, back-to-back big plays for Chatfield.
Stander got juiced up at halftime. Boy, he got on the electric shocks or something. I mean, he shot right out of there, boy. He was on the machine, gave him some, watch him here on the option. They just pull the tackle, and Venning comes down, makes a nice pitch. And watch Mark Stander. Boy, he's fired up, good speed, and comes down the sideline. Coach Beatty gave him a little motivation talk. Not that he needed one, but gave him a little bit more.
10 yards and then 15 yards respectively. Back-to-back plays for Chatfield. The offense starting to move a little bit. Whitwer straight up the middle. And this time he has to bounce to the outside. He's going to pick up a block and doesn't receive it. And just flying in there with the tackle is Jeremy Scapich. It looked as if Whitwer was going to turn that corner. If the block would have hit Scapich, he was gone.
And Scapich bulldogged him down. We're on the rodeo grounds here on the dirt, and he tackled him high and brought him down.
Whitwer, even though he looked like he was going to be thrown for a loss, at least he picked up 1 yard if you're a Charger fan.
You know, we haven't said a thing all night about this field. I mean, it takes a beating.
It's horrendous.
Playing on dirt.
And that's what they're doing. They're playing in a cow pasture right now, but you can talk about it all you want. It's not going to change things when you play that many games on the same field.
Well, I think it was.
Ball is on the ground, covered up by Chatfield at the last moment as people are screaming ball, ball. Snyder covers it up.
They scrambled for it pretty good and got it. You know, I think, you know, we're talking to Tennell before the game. You know, maybe you'd be better to play on the road. You know, I know you don't want to lose home field advantage, but you'd rather play someone on a nice field or AstroTurf and not play on this dirt. And, you know, it could cause injuries, and maybe he's got a kind of team that he wants a good turf to play on.
Yeah, it's a good point. Needless to say, then, it doesn't matter if you finish first or second, because either way there are positives with wherever you go.
I think he's good play right here.
Venna finds his tight end. Out to receive that pass is Mike Jones, and he gets enough for the first down on a 3rd and 8.
They had a blitz coming, and he did a nice job. Venna getting out of it. They kind of picked it up. Good target. Mike Jones, number 44. He plays both ways. Let's take a look at it. Watch Venna here on the sprint out. And watch Mike Jones run a good out pattern. Look it in. Gets upfield. Knows where the sideline is. Gives him a 1st and 10.
Brings it over on the Bear Creek side of the field. Down at the 45-yard line. 1st down and 10. Jeffco Stadium. 21-21 the score. 9 minutes, 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Chatfield with the ball. Hands it straight back to Stander. Stander all of a sudden being shot out of a cannon, as Sam likes to say. Picks up 12 quick yards on that burst. Where is he coming from?
He got some. He must. He had his Gatorade at halftime, and he's just charged up.
He definitely is.
You know, the scheme has a great way for them to move the football in their formation with the two tights, the wide outs. They're doing a nice job of formations, so the strong safety can't come right up there and make the play.
Bob Beatty roaming that sideline, telling his guys what to do. Venna kept it. He wanted to flip it back, but once again, Contreras is just taking Standard completely out of the option.
Well, he's got the pitch, and then what they want to do is come down on the quarterback. So they're really trying to, they're stopping the option, and that's their best play in all the games we've done. Venna has been the guy that could do the option, and those are the two guys that could hurt you, Standard and Venna.
2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain by Venna once he tucked it away and went head on into that line. A straight 50 defense, that's what Tom Tennell's team's going to show you. Nothing fancy, big, strong, physical team. They're just going to go head up against you and see if you can beat them. If you can, so be it. So far this season, they've only been beaten twice, and they haven't been beaten at all in the Jeffco League. They're 3-0, 6-2 overall. Chatfield, on the other hand, 5-3 coming into the game, 2-1 in Jeffco League. Cannot afford another loss. Venna's pass almost intercepted. He's hit in the backfield by Cyrus Dykers. Coming away, it was Tracy Butson almost with the interception.
Dykers really came in there, number 42, and really got to get a good hit on Venna. And maybe take a look at it right here. Here's Venna, and he doesn't see him. It's coming from his blind side to the right because he's looking all the way to the left. And Dykers comes right in there, puts a great hit. Almost had another had an interception, and he was double covered, and he forced the ball in there.
And the man on the coverage was Contreras once again. His name has been mentioned a lot tonight. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 9. Someone either moved or a little too much time.
That's what happens. They move the strong. They've got a blitz on. They come up, just jump up in there without going offside, and you'll get people to move.
Move this one back 5, and let's start it again.
You know, I'm always impressed with Bear Creek offense, but what I like is the way they're playing defense, and that's what, watch the look right here, left guard right there, gets a little blitz. But you got to credit the whole staff, but he brought Sherm Pruitt over here as the defensive coordinator. 3rd
down and a long 14 now, Sam, for the Chatfield Chargers. This is their best offensive drive of the night. Here comes the blitz once again. Venna not going to get out of it this time. Coming straight at him, number 54, into the game for the first time, Keith Fisher.
Well, they're bringing those outside people, and they got good speed, and they're just running down the quarterback. Outside linebacker, Keith Fisher, number 54, senior.
Yes, Fisher in for the first time this evening. And he comes away with a big stop, pushes that ball all the way back to the 45-yard line. 4th down and 24, Venna into punt, back to receive. By himself once again will be Montoya. Venna's going to try to loft this one up. Montoya has a beat on it. He puts up the fair catch signal, catches it at the 16-yard line, and that's where Sean Davis and company will have their first possession of the 2nd half.
Here we go. They don't have great field position, but it doesn't matter. When you got an explosive offense, you could do a lot of things. And when you got Davis, and let's see, I talked to 2 of the coaches, and I said, what's your game plan? Keep throwing the fade to Davis to Lyons, and said, I'm sure we'll continue to do a lot of that.
Well, that's what got them here, and they're going to have to continue to use those big wideouts. John Jennings, the tailback, goes in motion. They're going to bring him into the slot. 2 wideouts off to the right side. Give it to the fullback up the middle. They shift a couple of fullbacks. Oh, yes, what a hit. Mike Jones just comes up and meets Corey Adam right in the hole and just nails him going backwards.
He plays big, doesn't he? He's always in a big play, makes an outstanding play. They split everybody out. They do a nice job of running a quick little trap there, and Baldwin, number 51, does a nice job, and Jones comes up and puts a lick on the fullback.
Heath Kuchera just kind of held on to his ankles, and then he allowed Jones to nail him. 2nd down and 7, 3 yards on the gain. Bring it back this way, coming right off of the tackle. John Jennings really has not had an opportunity to run the ball very much tonight.
Well, if you get past that first group right in there, because they're man coverage on the outside people, if the backs could just, they get through there, they'll be gone. They'll go all the way because they're playing so many people up at the line of scrimmage trying to stop the run.
Jennings comes into this game, 121 carries, 743 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's 18th in the state in rushing. Davis back to pass. He kind of just whittles his way out of it, still on his feet, gets enough for the first down, still breaking down the right side. The only one to beat, he has one guy to beat. Can he get away from him? No. He's going to be taken down at the 10. Tyler Hacking, you did not get away from him that easily. Sean Davis should have been tackled in the backfield. Oh, and there's a flag all the way down here around holding territory.
Davis is tough. Very impressive.
Yes, he is.
Does a great job. Good. He has great speed. You see him go down that sideline. Let's see, we're in. I don't know if this is a draw. It's a draw. Well, he gets a little pressure, and then he wants to run out of there. He's running all the way. Let's see if we can get the penalty anywhere in there. He was probably holding in that pile. But watch him. He's got great speed, boy. He just gets away, can run away from people, gets a nice block from his wide out right there, and Hacking, Tyler Hacking, good speed. Makes a high tackle, grabs him, and brings him down.
They're going to bring this one all the way back.
12 near on, blue comeback.
Third down and a long 12.
12 near on, blue comeback.
Called a comeback play. What they want is the wide receiver just to come back to the football. It'll be a pass. I'm pretty sure with that terminology, a comeback. So we'll watch the wideouts and see if they'll run a pattern and then come back to the football.
Just a quick 5-step drop, looking out in the flat, and he is going to be tackled in the backfield. First man in there, big number 74, it looks like from here, Dan O'Connor.
I was on number 4.
That comeback, Don, that was about an 18-yard comeback. And I'm not talking about Dan O'Connor. He did a nice job, 74. But you need great protection. That's a college route when you're running a comeback route. And Tom doesn't like you telling something to the officials. But you got to have protection when you run an 18-yard comeback. And the protection broke down, and that's how they got Davis.
Jennings into punt. Not one of his better punts of the evening, but it's going to take a nice Bear Creek bounce. Coming up and picking it up is Schneider. He's going to get it back out to approximately the 50-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Bringing it back was Zach Snyder. He broke one off for 65 yards in the first half for a touchdown, but he gives his team excellent field position. Ryan Venna and company, they're going to start out 1st and 10 at the 50.
When you give them good field position, you always have to be very careful about, with Venna and Standard, moving the football. But what was Coach Tennell talking to that official about? Well,
I heard earlier he said, what a cheesy call about the holding penalty back here. So whatever a cheesy call is, whatever a cheesy call is.
I don't think I ever called it a cheesy. No.
He thought it was a cheesy call.
That was good. He was on TV. Good thing he used the word cheesy. Well, I don't think I ever called one cheesy.
Well, I know you didn't. You had that potty mouth, so to speak. Here we go. Venna with the ball, looking to the outside. He's not even going to have to pitch. He's going to keep it himself. Gets more than the 10 yards he needs for the first. Breaks it down to the 34-yard line. Ryan Venna can hurt you in a hurry.
Why that play was successful, they blocked it at the line of scrimmage. The whole right side did a nice job. They got their hats in there. They held it off. You give Venna that kind of blocking, he can make things happen. He's magic, and he could do things.
The little wizard.
Let's go Bears.
He gets out of a lot of problems. 1st down and 10. 34-yard line of the Bears. Chatfield with the ball. JTV Channel 3, your high school football source. Jeffco Stadium. Stander had it into the hole. Finally hog-tied and taken down by Dykers.
Dykers makes a lot of plays. He gets around the football, and they play good defense. They're good tacklers, and they make big plays on defense. God bless you. You all right?
And excuse me, it's Allison's perfume getting to me in this box here. Boy, either that or your aftershave.
You bet.
It's Sam's aftershave. 2nd down and 11.
My aftershave is not
for Ryan
cheesy.
Venna.
It's not cheesy.
It's not cheesy, but it's definitely sneezy. 3.5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. 21-21 the score. And here we go. Little inside reverse play. Hacking with the football and nowhere to go.
Number 42, Dykers, again, makes a good play. Linebackers make a lot of plays, and there he is trying to get the call from Sherm Pruitt. He's calling the defensive plays, and they don't have a lot of calls. You're going to play that straight 50, and maybe what you do with the strong safety, or when they do a couple blitzes every once in a while. So all they do, they don't even get in the huddle, as you noticed right there. He just says, hey, let's play our 50 defense. They don't need a huddle.
That's exactly what they're doing. Right now, they are really putting the brakes on this Charger offense. 3rd down and a long 12. Coming back to this side with Venna. He isn't going anywhere. Finally taken down after a quick 4 or 5 yard gain and back down to the 30-yard line. Do you go for it this deep?
Oh, I think, you know, you can give the ball up there. It's still early in the ball game, and it looks like they are going to play some offense and stay with it.
It's going to be a 4th down and 6.
If you kicked it out of the end zone, you're giving up 11 yards. They'd have the ball on the 20, you're giving up 11 yards.
Sure. Venna still in as the quarterback. Standard is the lone back in the backfield. A couple of wideouts off here to the left side. Nothing over to the wide side of the field, however, and that's where they're going to go. Pitch it out to Standard. He turns that corner, puts that head down, and it depends on the mark.
Don, that was a great call. They went with 2 tights, and they put the 2 receivers on this side of the football, so then they could run the option, and then they didn't have to worry about anyone up on the pitch. So great call by Coach Beatty. Gets a counter option right there, so no one's on the pitch because they got the 2 receivers to the other side. That boy is Standard running, and he's getting them up high, running with power. Nice call by Coach Beatty, and nice execution by quarterback tailback.
Standard needed 8 yards, got 8 yards and an inch. Move those chains, and here we go, back the other way. No, they go with Standard the same direction. He tried the same play again, just this time a straight drive instead of
it looked like the option, like they were going to run the option, but they just didn't block it. Allison's right there, number 44. And there's Dyker's getting the call, so he just gives the secondary something. They don't huddle. God, I like that. You don't have to waste time getting in the huddle, and he just
How many years did you coach?
Oh, forever, but we huddled every time. I like stuff. See,
you finally like this.
Yeah.
All those years of coaching.
See, basketball, they never huddle. We used to huddle. That's why, you know, now they're starting to huddle in basketball.
Well, it depends on what the play is.
Sure.
You know, I mean, but there's only 5 guys. It's easy to break a huddle. Standard puts the brakes on. In his face was Dykers, never allowed him to get going, and that's what Sam was talking about a little earlier. I don't care how deep your spikes are, you're not going to be able to stick in that dirt.
And here they're going backwards. They got a little toss right here. Toss it back to Standard. Got guards pulling, just toss sweep. Too much pursuit. Breaks down, and then he trips up. And I'll tell you what, he was down, the whistle blew, and then they came in.
That's true.
But he didn't make, the guy in the white hat, the referee didn't make a call on that.
3rd down, and it appears to be 15 yards.
That's back almost where they started from.
All the way back to the 30. 8 seconds left in this quarter. Are they going to get the play off? 5 seconds. He's going to take the snap. This will be the last play of the quarter. Venna back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He steps up. Young man, once again, is a magician. Puts his head down, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, picks up 5 yards, and he didn't have anything initially. That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. The score still knotted up at 21 apiece. When we come back, the 4th and final quarter from Jeffco Stadium, JTV Channel 3.
Tied at 21. You drive, you get hit. Dent, stings, fender bender, rear end, or whatever. Car accidents, even a little hit's a big deal. But at Mako, a big deal means a great deal for you. It's the way we work with you or your insurance company. The right repairs fast. Drive in on a Monday, we'll get you rolling again by Friday, maybe sooner. Remember, painting beautiful cars is what we do. So for the normal repair bill, you might even be able to repaint your whole car. Looking good, bumper to bumper, no extra charge. Little hit, no big deal, just a great deal, but only at Mako.
12 minutes up on the clock. The 12 final minutes of this game is what I was trying to get out as we start this 4th quarter. 21-21 the score. 4th down and 11. This ball is marked down at approximately the 22-yard line. They're going to bring in the field goal unit and see what they can do. Mike Laskowski's leg has to be tired, as many kickoffs and extra points as he kicked in the first half. He has a terrific leg. Both of these teams have good kickers. Ball is down, no rush. Laskowski gets it up, pushes it to the right side, and we're going to turn this one over on downs to the Bear Creek Bears. That's a big momentum boost for the Bears for their defense to hold.
Well, they played a lot of defense. There was a lot of downs. 1st and 10, bring them back, get it a little bit closer, and that last run gave them an opportunity for a field goal, but Bear Creek's played a lot of defensive snaps.
Yeah, turn this one over on downs. The Bears will start at their own 20-yard line. Once again, score 21-21. JTV Channel 3. Don Martin, Sam Pagano with you. A couple of outstanding games in store for you next week as well. We'll get into those a little bit later. Pro set, hands it straight back to Jennings. Jennings picks up 3, taken down. First man to hit him is Richards.
Pretty basic. They'll go with a little run play on first down, maybe just trying to get a little feel, see how they, what you could do on first down is see how they line up and how they're covering, maybe to that formation, and then come back with their pass block.
11 and a half minutes left in this game. A very, very important game if you're Chatfield. The Bears, they're 3-0. It would be a big boost for them if they could be undefeated at 4-0 going against Arvada West next week. Davis back to pass. He has a terrific arm. He continues to pump fake it. He finds his man in Lyons. And he may be just an inch or two short of that first down.
That's called poise. Great poise. He sits in the pocket and gets the ball to Lyons.
And they gave him the first down just by the nose of the football. Poise, that's the key. Poise.
Oh, he just sits right in there. Is well coached, and he just waits for his receivers to come open.
You're related to Webster, aren't you?
Webster?
Yeah, the dictionary.
Sure.
Poise.
Poise.
You're all over it. Sam Pagano, I know that's why you get the big bucks, because you are just a man, a legend in these parts. There's the ball out. Oh, yes, and he catches the football. A flag being thrown, whistles blowing everywhere. Great catch by Scott Lyons. This young man just looks it right into his hands. The defenseman was all over him, in his face.
And Davis is getting out. He got off the ground and got up because they decked him. Looks like it's going against Bear Creek.
As we say that, it's a pass interference on Lyons. A little offensive pushing to get himself in position to catch the ball. Nice look at the Bear Creek side of the field in their Notre Dame looking uniforms. Notre Dame,
just
3 losses this year.
They don't wear green anymore.
Well, they have 3 losses. Bear Creek doesn't have 3 losses. When's the last time Notre Dame had 3 losses?
Lou Holtz's first year.
That was a long time ago.
Yep.
You were still a spry young chicken at that time.
Mm-hmm.
How long has he been there now?
Well, when he played Colorado a couple times.
It's got to be, what, 8, 9 years?
Uh-huh. I believe so.
10 minutes, 44 seconds left in this ball game. Since 1984. Okay, now we know. Somebody in the booth, evidently a Notre Dame fan. Davis back to pass, sets up the screen, finds his man. Jennings to the outside, gets a block, still cutting back. Taken down from behind by Huffer, the nose guard.
Good lineman. Boy, Cook for Bear Creek's doing a nice job of blocking with his hands on the screen. And then you get Keith Huffer, 72, coming in there making the play. Good-looking offense, defensive lineman on both sides of the ball, and really impressed with both teams.
Both of these teams really have come out to play, and they're playing a magnificent brand of football right now, one that's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch, and they're so well coached.
Davis straight back. Here comes the rush. Hand on him, but it doesn't matter. He sends one down the field. His receiver comes back for it, and it's knocked away. Excellent defense. Tyler Hacking is now going one-on-one with Scott Lyons. He's doing it religiously this afternoon, and he knocks that one away. Lyons, the number 2 receiver in the state, and Hacking has grabbed that assignment and done a great job with it.
Let's look at the coverage right here on Hacking. Lyons goes up.
That's not interference, huh?
Ooh, about the same time.
That's not interference, Coach. I heard you ask him.
Tom, I'll show you the replay. Let me take a look at it. I don't think it's interference.
No, it definitely was not. Baker back to punt, and he has a terrific leg. Doesn't get it to roll over. Coming down into the hands of Snyder. Snyder ready to return 1 this afternoon. Boom. He's trying to find the wall, and he does. Turning it up. Still on his feet down at the 42-yard line. Special teams a key, and a late flag coming in.
Well, I tell you, they're trying to kick it away from the kickers, Don, but if you have to, kick it out of bounds if they're that good at it. Jeff Baker outkicks the coverage. He's a great kicker. He booms it pretty far, and
yes,
the coverage just can't get down there.
Sure, and there's a late flag coming in. They're going to call the clip, so they're going to mark this one back 15 yards. Bring it back into the Chatfield side of the field. All the way down to the 42-yard line, and that's where Ryan Venna, the junior quarterback for the Chargers, Bob Beatty's team. He's going to have to start things out. The first half, we have 42 points scored. Third quarter, nothing. 9 minutes left in this game, and we still have not had a score in the second half. Wideouts, a couple of them out to the right side. Lone back in the backfield is Stander. And that blitz is just being shown all over. Finds his tight end, reads the blitz well. Venna finds his breaking tight end, Mike Jones. Quick pickup of 20 as he moves it down to the other 42-yard line.
Chatfield's got the whole package in, Don. They go with the option away from the two receiver side. Then they come with the option and they pull up the option pass, and Jones is there. Great game plan that he's got going against Bear Creek's defense. It's fun doing a game like this. They both are well coached, and that's what they're trying to do, is just spread them out and try to pick them apart.
1st and 10, Sam. Ball down 38-yard line of the Bears. Every time they get down around the 30, though, things start going the other way, and this defense really holds tough, and they're doing it again. Stander dancing around in the backfield, finally taken down. He's just doing an outstanding job, but there's nowhere for him to go. Swartwood hits him, but he was flagged by about 3 or 4 guys before he was even taken down.
Bear Creek does a nice job of defending the option, but the offensive linemen just didn't hold their blocks, and Stander didn't. The play takes too long to develop, and they come off their blocks and make the play.
Stander did a good job of only losing a yard.
I think they're going to have to throw the ball somewhere here. They got good field position. I think Ryan Venna has to throw the ball.
The tight end, he's been sneaking out behind those linebackers all afternoon, and they're coming at it again. Guess who? Swartwood in the backfield, catches Venna. Swartwood misses him. Allison catches him, throws him down at the 49-yard line.
Boy, they're aggressive. They came hard on defense, and let's see if Allison's kind of sitting on the ground. He's holding his knee. Looks like he's got a brace on that left leg, and let's hope he's okay. He's been big for him. Good fullback coming out of the backfield.
Only a junior, 6'2", 215 pounds. Big Kent Allison. A lot of juniors on this team, even a sophomore in David Montoya. This team's going to have a lot of guys coming back next year.
Well, Tommy's built a good program. He came from Mullen High School, and he's just been steadily improving and improving.
And they look good. Once again, they are the 3rd-ranked team in 5A in the state of Colorado, which is a terrific honor in itself. But right now, Tom Tennell and the rest of these guys want to be the first group of guys to win the league championship for the Bear Creek program. 3rd down and a long 21. Ball at the 49-yard line of the Bears. Chargers with the football. I formation set. Stander is the tailback. There's the flag. It's going to be called holding. They're going to bring this one back regardless unless they just decline the penalty. Ball is fumbled. Picked back up. Stander with the football. He's breaking to the outside.
Was that one of the goofiest plays you've ever seen?
Venna looked like he was down, and the ball squirted out of there.
You know, he felt like he heard a whistle, or maybe he saw the flag, didn't want to do it. It was like stop and go, stop and go.
Looked like a traffic jam. They're going to have to call him for holding. They're going to decline this penalty, making it a 4th down and still a long 15. Now the officials marking it off.
Beautiful game, beautiful night, nice weather, you know, for a Thursday ball game, but things are looking good. It's fun to do games like this, and especially when you got nice weather, you're still maybe a long sleeve shirt, and just a beautiful night here in Jefferson County.
It really is. All the trees in the horizon, gold and red and yellow out there, and then you have that harvest moon, if you could see it. I'm trying to be weatherman again, but there's we have cumulus clouds above us, so you can't see the moon. A few cirrus clouds out there in the horizon, however. Here we go. 3rd down and a long 31. Venna tries it again. Timing pattern, finds his man. Does he get enough for the 1st down? They will go for this on 4th anyway. This ball all the way down to the 24-yard line. Greg Stander, the brother of Mark Stander, comes away with this one.
The corner's playing back. Watch Venna, 3-step drop, just running a fade to number 84, Greg Stander, and the corner was playing back. Look, he's back there, and then he tries to come up. Stander gets it. I think it's a nice play. They're going to measure right here and see if it's a 1st and 10.
Brought the ball all the way down to the 28-yard line. Biggest pass play of the night so far for the Chargers. And the measurement shows just a little short. 4th down and inches.
Well, what they do in their package, they go on that long counter, trying to get them to jump and move. When they set, go up, go down, and then they should just run quarterback sneak with Venna.
Well, the young man is a magician. He can definitely weasel around. You would expect him to at least be able to get a couple inches. That's all he needs.
Let's watch and see if Bear Creek stays in a short yardage play, if they stay in their straight 50, or they go to a gap defense, and it looks like they're all ready to go to a gap defense and get some penetration.
4th down and a couple of inches. 7 minutes left in the ball game. 21 apiece up there on the scoreboard for these teams. 42 points scored in the first half, nothing in the second half. Ryan Venna, the quarterback. Whitwer and Stander make up the I-back tandem. Got a power I formation. They give it to Stander. He breaks it to the outside. He gets enough for the first down and then some. Inside the 25 down to the 22.
They blocked solid on the left side of the line. They really did. The thing, you're taking a chance there. You're taking the ball all the way back to the tailback, who lines up 7 yards. And I know we used to do that an awful lot.
That's how you made your living.
No, but you got to go 7 yards to go get it instead of maybe a quick hitter or a fullback.
I watched you do that.
That was
forever.
well blocked.
Forever you did that. And it always worked for you, though.
Well, we had big linemen up front blocking.
That's why you have all that jewelry. Flip this one back. Hacking has the football. Cuts back across the grain inside the 15 down to the 14. Tyler Hacking out of the slot back's position. He comes all the way across, goes in motion with his quarterback to set up the option play, and then he cuts back across the grain.
That play, you talk about Stander, you talk about Venna, but here's Tyler Hacking. Same kind of move. They're in a power option, power formation. Nice. They come down, boom. Now watch the move he makes right here. Boop, stop, cut back, and get upfield. Good athlete. You like that sound effect?
I like the sound effect.
Stop, ooh.
Venna puts it down on the ground, picks it back up. Here comes the pressure. He's going to weasel his way back to the line of scrimmage and maybe even pick up a yard. He was caught in the backfield after he put the ball down on the ground. This young man is slippery as all get out. It's like catching a trout and you're trying to grab that fish and to take the hook out of his mouth. It's right out of your hands again.
I don't know. I've never been fishing.
You're an Italian and you've never fished in your life?
You don't have to fish.
We're in the mountains, Sam.
I think I've been fishing once. Hey.
Well, Bob Beatty's going fishing right now to try to come up with the right play.
He's going to fish for a third down short and play. What do you think? They get it in, or maybe we got an overtime, huh?
I tell you, this has been a good ball game regardless. 5.5 minutes left in this game. Ball all the way down to the 14-yard line. This is 4-down territory anyway, unless you want to take another opportunity at a field goal.
Your job is, right?
They've missed a couple of field goals anyway.
Same thing. You keep him, he releases the total pass, otherwise you don't.
Let us go ahead and let you know that our next matchup, these Bear Creek Bears will be at it once again out here at Jeffco Stadium, and they'll be entertaining the Arvada West Wildcats on the next Jones Intercable High School Game of the Week. We're once again, as I just said, at Jeffco Stadium, where those Wildcats and the Bears are going to go for the division championship. Our coverage of that game will air on Tuesday, November 8th at 6 o'clock. Following the game, we'll bring you live election coverage from 9 o'clock until midnight. All that right here on JTV Channel 3. That election coverage, by the way, hosted by our director in the booth anyway. That's Allison Gollist, as well as the boss, the man who signs our checks, Jim Honey-Otis.
I'll be up all night watching that.
Well, I luckily don't get Jones Intercable, so
I get Jones. I get Jones.
I'm just teasing you. Venna is leveled. The ball was down on the ground. One of his tailbacks picks it up. Venna was leveled. Josh Whitwer picks the football back up. Butson just blitzed in there and took him straight out of the play.
Sherm Pruitt made a good call. He was coming after him. He was bringing the linebackers, and good call, and put some heat on him.
4th down now and 7. You go from a 3rd and 1 to a 4th and 7. Ball back to the 20-yard line. Do you kick it now?
Field goal.
He's going to try the kick again. Mike Liskowski in the kick. They're going to mark this one at the 26. 41-yard field goal attempt. Doesn't even look as if Bear Creek's coming after it. It's down, it's up, it's going to be short again. 3rd attempt down here, and they just are not able to kick that field goal in. They continue to give life back to the Bear Creek Bears. 4.5 minutes left in the ball game, Sam. 21-21, bring it back out to the 20, and that's where Davis and company start.
With 4 minutes to go, that's a lot of time for Bear Creek. But the way both teams have played tonight, we probably deserve to go in an overtime.
Where's our ball?
And it'll be an exciting overtime.
We deserve it. This crowd out here on both sides deserves it. Huge crowd for Bear Creek. A medium-sized crowd for Chatfield. But regardless, you and I are here until this one has a winner for the ball game.
That's got it. You got to be thinking about player of the game, too.
Go!
Pro set. Straight back once again as Sean Davis rolls out to his right side, finds his man. It's going to be intercepted. Bringing it all the way back is Mike Jones. He's still on his feet. Inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. That's why he was a player of the game not too long ago. Mike Jones with the interception.
Plays, Don. He's 6'4", 185. You know, really a healthy-looking young man. And I think it's a tip, a little reflection. They got that counter. They got Ellison in the flat right there. Watch, they got Ellison in the flat. Davis runs right there. We get a tip.
Right out of Skapich's hands.
And there it is. There's Mike Jones. Now look at him go. Big, strong linebacker, free safety, tight end, does it all. Gives him good field position. We got a penalty.
Looks like a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of some sort. Or are they keeping the defense on the field? They're keeping the defense on the field. Roughing the passer.
Oh, my goodness.
Roughing the passer.
That was the biggest play of the game right there.
Yes, it was. Move it 15 yards, give the ball back over to the Bears. We were both busy watching that replay, but a roughing the passer call was being called while we were doing that.
So we were doing that.
Allison, as always, on top of everything, showing us it was that call. Well, she told me what it was. Davis, quick hit, finds his man, tight end over the middle. He's still on his feet, rumbling down, gets it out to the 48-yard line. Catching the football was Swartwood. Swartwood's had a good football game.
They hit you everywhere. Mostly the wide receivers, then they'll go to the tight end, and that's when you got a good passing attack. If you let that go, now's the time to hit him on a little delay, little slant, and they did a nice job of doing that.
How big was that roughing the quarterback? First down and 10, 48-yard line of the Bears, and they have the football. 21 apiece up on the scoreboard for these teams. It's been an outstanding ball game. Caught in the backfield, thrown down by Jeremy Richards. Nowhere at all for Jennings to go.
Boy, they do a good job. Katera, Huffer, O'Connor, Richards, they do a good job in that defensive line. I tell you what, they get a little bit farther. Baker's got a good foot.
He does.
Kicked those extra points. I mean, he boomed them at least like he was kicking from the 30. So if they can get any kind of field position, they'll have a shot with Baker kicking a field goal.
3.5 minutes left in the ball game. Jeffco Stadium is where we are. Don Martin, Sam Pagano, JTV Channel 3, your high school football source. Nothing fancy. Handed off once again. Lose another 3 yards. First one to him. Rasheem Reed meets Jennings in the backfield. Helped out on the inside, but big number 55 into the game for the first time tonight.
Boy, good players.
Kevin Anderson.
We said it time and time again. Good down linemen and good offensive linemen. Good battle in the trenches, doing a nice job.
Third down now in a long 13. Sam, what do you do?
What are you going to do? That's just what I was going to say.
A fade pattern. Get it to one of your big guys.
They'll go with a screen.
You have
I don't know. They'll try to get the ball to the Lions, but I don't think they'll throw a fade.
Well, Tom Tennell wants to talk it over. He calls a timeout.
He was indecisive too, huh?
Just under 3 minutes left in this game. Gives us an opportunity to let you know it is a close game, an outstanding game of football out here at Jeffco Stadium. Each one of these kids deserves to have their own copy. If you'd like to purchase a copy of tonight's game, go ahead and give Jones Intercable a call, 465-2364. Your professionally produced copy of this ball game. You can't do it yourself. You have to do it this way, 465-2364.
Like I say again, I think parents ought to get copies of this so that you could send them off to the colleges for your son and do that. Send a roster with them and send them out to a lot of schools. You could send them out 10, 15 schools and just send them direct like that. And now the coaches will make copies for you at school and do the same thing. But in the meantime, a parent could be doing this and getting them ready and sending them out.
Well, not only that, on the coach's copy, they don't have any play-by-player color.
They don't have,
so they don't hear you telling us how good these guys really are.
I bet they don't listen to the sound anyway. When the
I bet you they do. They hear Sam Pagano's on that. Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Third down and 13. A couple of wideouts off to the right side. Davis straight drop back. He's looking, and here comes the pressure, and he is hit. Rasheem Reed comes in once again. Second time in as many plays, this time throwing him down for a loss all the way back to the 35. Big young man with a big game.
Reed's made some big hits, boy. Does a nice job from the start of the ball game. Watch him, number 51. He just beats the back. Ellison's on him, and Reed just makes a great hit. I'll tell you what, that was a big play.
Jeff Baker into punt. A couple of guys back to receive. Semikula and Snyder, both of them have touchdowns off of punt returns.
Hey, they're kicking it out of bounds, Don.
Just as Sam said, they kick it out of bounds. Where's the official going to mark it? Keep it coming, keep it coming. Because that ball angled to the outside, and that's where he's going to mark it, 37-yard line. Ryan Venna and company coming out. 2 minutes, 18 seconds to do some kind of a damage if you're going to win this game in regulation anyway. 21-21 the score. Set the scene for you. All the scoring in the first half. 35-yarder by Stander on the first possession of the game, and that is for the Chargers. They had a couple of punt returns. Snyder for 65 yards, Semikula for 70. On the other side, the Bear Creek Bears, Davis to Lyons on a quick option, 20 yards for that touchdown on the down and out pattern. Then we had a 3-yard touchdown on the bootleg to Swartwood from Davis and a 46-yard touchdown burst by Kent Allison, and that's the scoring in this ball game. Come back with the reverse. Carrying the ball is Tyler Hacking. He has the speed, but not enough speed to get to the outside. The defense was there as the defensive end stayed home.
You know, I like making predictions. I'd say we're probably going into an overtime, but as soon as I would bet and say that, Ryan Venna will get loose and he'll bust it all the way. Watch Tyler Hacking off the isolation reverse. Fake there, give the ball to Hacking. They just don't block it solid enough on at the top of the screen, and Bear Creek just swarms and gets to the football.
And Swartwood takes him down. Venna with the football. He tries to go with the option to the short side of the field. Nowhere to go as he is just placed down on the ground. It's going to be a 3rd down and a long 7.
Here's where you need some magic with the quarterback. Here's where Venna, number 7's got to have a little magic right here.
Inside the minute-and-a-half mark in this ball game. This has been a lot of fun out here today. You know, it's not bad playing a game at 4:30 in the afternoon. The sun is just now going down.
It's nice.
That big Bear Creek Bear in front of us wearing number 72. Hanging out with the cheerleaders. It's a job Sam used to have, wearing a big costume. Fairview Knights, wasn't it?
A suit of armor.
Yes, indeed. Hacking goes in motion, and he fakes it. Looking down the field. Venna trying to get a pass off. How he got out of this, I have no idea. Baldwin had him in the backfield, grabbed him a couple times. Finally taken down, however, by number 10, and he's not even on my roster.
Bear Creek wants a timeout. They want to put pressure on the punter or do a good job of a punt return because they still got Davis at quarterback. They got 43 seconds. He could throw the ball a long way. Let's look at a replay right here. Watch the magic trying to get out of there, trying to make something happen. And he's scrambling. He's getting blocking. And,
did he get his face mask?
Boy, they were hoping probably.
He had that hand up in there. Doesn't matter, however.
So Bear Creek called a timeout. They're talking. I don't know what they're probably more of a punt return. And then here's what they'll do. They'll come on with the offense without a huddle. They'll call the plays from the line of scrimmage and let Davis take it from there.
It's a 4th and 5, 42-yard line of the Chargers. They're going to punt this one away. However, their punter is also their quarterback. You never know what's going to happen here. 43 seconds left in the game. I would bet he punts it away.
You got to punt the football.
Back to receive, David Montoya.
Big gamble.
But if he made it.
Look, they're loading up here at the bottom of the screen. Look how they're loading up, how they're coming.
And they're trying to get him to come off sides, too. They're in. Venna gets it away. His best punt of the night. Look at this. Takes a Bear Creek bounce, but his players are down there to cover it up. Snyder touches it down at the 22, and that's where the Bears will take over on offense. 34 seconds left for Sean Davis and company in regulation. The score once again, 21-21. Don Martin, Sam Pagano with you, having a good time at Jeffco Stadium. Nobody in this crowd has gone home yet.
They're coming in, getting ready for the next game here also. We got a doubleheader. We're going to be Ernie Banks. We're going to play 2 today.
You know what? And I looked in the Rocky Mountain News today, and they said this was the only game being played out here.
Well, there's some guys in uniform.
I see some guys over here, too.
It's Alameda, I think, to our left, and I can't see that far to the right.
Don't always trust what you read. 1st down and 10. Ball 24-yard line. Davis back to pass. Quick screen pass.
Oh, great play.
Mark Larson catches the ball, and he is hit by Kuchera once again. Linebacker staying with the speedster.
Keith Kuchera really motored down. A lineman, number 66, catching a back like that. Great effort.
3 seconds left in this game. One last play is all that Bear Creek has to score in overtime. I mean, in regulation before we go to overtime.
But I think they'll try to go upfield. But Tommy's also got to remember, he's got to give his kids a chance, Don. So I don't think he'll, be real risky. Maybe another screen, but he's got to worry about the interception because his kids have played hard and have a chance to win. So you got to be a little bit cautious to thinking of overtime. Maybe run a draw and say, hey, we'll
Sure.
get him in overtime.
Now, once again, in overtime, each team will get the ball down at the 20-yard line, correct?
No, a 10-yard.
A 10-yard line, and they get 4 plays.
4 plays. The same end zone.
And whoever scores wins the game.
Yes. One team scores first, the other team has an opportunity they have 4 downs.
We had the Pomona Chatfield game that went into overtime, and you called that game at about 9 minutes left in the contest going into overtime. Today you didn't wait that long. Davis back to pass. He's looking. He sends it out. This is an alley-oop. It doesn't matter if you catch it or not. The guy's out of bounds. That's going to do it for regulation. The score 21-21. When we come back, we will have the overtime right here for you. JTV Channel 3. Once again, 21 apiece for Chatfield and Bear Creek. We'll be right back.
My kids won't listen. My parents just don't understand.
Just because people are in the same family doesn't mean they always know how to get along with each other. Call the Boys Town National Hotline and talk to someone who knows how to help families work things out. It's toll-free.
Overtime. Each team now gets 4 downs from the 10-yard line. The Bears get it first. Nothing fancy, just straight up the middle, continuing to pound, gets down around the 5-yard line. John Jennings, and this is their kind of offense. They get that full house backfield in there, Sam, and they just pound it right up the middle.
Well, Tommy knows what he wants. I'm sure he's practiced an overtime situation, so they get in a power eye and pound it for a couple yards. And let's see if they'll spread it back out or stay in their power eye and go with that play action pass when the guy was wide open in the end zone earlier in the ball game.
They are back in that power eye. There's nothing spread out about this. 21-21 the score. Same play once again, taking it off tackle, gets it down to the 1-yard line. Kachera hits him first and bounces off, but John Jennings is using a little bit of power right now.
That's great when you're a passing team and you can line up in a power eye and still knock them off. It's the offensive linemen that are doing a great job, and that's Thurston, who is the offensive line coach, and he played at Arvada West for Brian McGregor, and he's with Tommy. Guy Thurston, offensive line coach.
The Bear pounding his fist up in the air, and there's timeout Chatfield. Boy, they took that at just the last opportunity.
Yes, they did.
It's a 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Chatfield calls the timeout. Now, if both teams score, do they do it again?
Do it again. We'll be here all night, huh?
There's no such thing as a tie.
Well, I think after a certain amount of overtimes, I can't remember, then it's the deepest penetration, or maybe total yards. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I know there's been 3, 4, 5 overtimes,
That's why we bring you here, Sam.
I didn't study up on my overtimes.
Well, see, I had to teach you a few of the calls for the referees and whatnot,
Let's
too.
send Allison next door. Let's go send her next door to find out how many overtimes. But by the next time, I'll find that out.
Did you see this? Guy has the key play going right now.
And here I was correcting Irvin Joe on one of the calls
during the week.
During the week. But I had to call and give Irvin Joe a hard time. You didn't notice I wasn't on the air. I just wanted to let you know.
Just called and let me know to give them a hard time. 3rd down and 1. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
They got everybody up on the line of scrimmage.
Straight up I formation. Ooh, hitting the backfield. Mike Jones comes up big. Free safety meets John Jennings dead on in the hole. Nowhere to go.
I don't think they want to go with Baker in a field goal. I don't think they want to do that. Watch Mike Jones stun. They got 8 men on the line of scrimmage, and Jones comes untouched, unblocked, and makes a big play.
Huge, huge play by Mike Jones.
And Jeremy Richards is right there to help out.
We are in overtime. 21-21 the score. 4th down and 4 from the 4-yard line. This
Play
is
action pass, Don. Play action pass.
Quarterback keeps it. And he is still on his feet. Gets into the touchdown.
Is that a great play?
How did he do that? Sean Davis scores.
Is that a great play?
Everybody and their dad had a lick at him. And Sean Davis just weaseled in for the score. And now you give 4 downs to Chatfield.
I thought it'd be play action pass, but it's just a quarterback keeper. Fake to the tailback, but let's watch. He's slicked up. He's got Vaseline on himself. There's a miss right there. A miss right there. He comes out of that and fights to get in the end. And Ryan Vena's there watching it. He can't believe he made it.
The kick is up and good, and we have a 28-21 ball game. We still have 4 plays left for the Chargers, however. Don't stop yet. Ryan Vena and company are coming in.
Baker
What a ball game.
Baker kicked that one all the way to Boulder. He put a boom on that.
Oh, that great wall of Broomfield.
That's right. He went right through it.
Let's go,
Now the defense. Look at Tom Tennell pumping them up. He wants the crowd and everybody behind him. They want some noise. The defense is out there in their green and gold uniforms for the Bears. They're trying to go 4-0 in the league. This game taken to an overtime session by the Chatfield Chargers. What a magnificent game.
Well, they got them spread out. Let's see if they go with option play with Vena.
Vena sends them in motion.
They'll go option back to the right.
And that's exactly what Sam called. Vena has the football. He turns the corner. He's still on his feet. Takes it down to the 1. This game isn't over yet. Ryan Vena, I told you, he is a wizard. I tell you that every week we see this young man. You can't count him out. Second and goal from the 1.5.
Now they got to pound it in. They're that close. They got to get back to their. Watch Vena here on the option. They get the motion guy. Now they have nobody on pitch. They do a nice job of. They're trying to base block it. They get nobody on pitch. Didn't matter. Vena's keeping the ball. He sees. He smells the goal line and he's going.
What a contest.
I think when you got short yardage here, I think they'll line up and just now run it right at him. There's Sherm Pruitt, the defensive coordinator, getting out there and talk to him. They'll get in a gap situation.
Bob Beatty calls timeout. He's out there with his team as well. They're in his red sweater. Talking to Vena.
What if he scores? What if they score and they don't want to keep going into overtime? Why don't they go for two? You bet.
My goodness. This is something else. They do unlimited timeouts is what Allison's telling us. She went next door, and those very, very friendly gentlemen over there told us that it's unlimited timeouts. Or overtime, excuse me. So they will continue to just go until they win. We could be here till tomorrow.
You bet. And the team that plays after is Jefferson and Inglewood.
So they get an early Friday morning game.
We got early going. Power eye, let's pound it in there.
Whitwer is right in front of Stander, and they give it to Stander. He breaks to the outside. Oh, and it's a shoelace tackle. Reaching in and taking him down, number 42, Cyrus Dykers.
And Allison was in there too, number 44, Allison. The two of them, Kent Allison and Dykers and Allison, make a great play. It was a counter coming back. Fake one way, then give to Stander. Watch 44 and 42.
Oh,
there's 44, and boom, right in there. And nice job by Dykers and Allison.
What is going on tonight out here in Jefferson County?
They knocked him back a little bit.
It has to be a full moon.
It's Halloween.
We've had a little bit of everything in this game.
God, Sherm's getting a big workout. He's back out there again, the defensive coordinator.
50-yard sprints. Look at him. He's running. 28-21 the score. Overtime is where we are at Jeffco Stadium. JTV Channel 3, Don Martin Sampagano with you. Took 4 downs for Bear Creek to weasel their way into the end zone. Doing the honors was Sean Davis on the keeper from 4 yards out, excuse me. He was hit by 4 or 5 different guys before he made it. The kick was good, and now we're at a 3rd down and 1 for the Chargers.
Well, if they feel like they can't pound it in there, they can't pound it in there, they'll go with the option play again.
Boy, those young ladies have some good lungs.
Whew. They better give time for Sherm to get off the field here.
Sherm's going to stay on the field. He's going into his backtrack. Straight power offense. Stander in for the touchdown. Have they given it to him yet? Well, someone on the sideline.
Yes, they have.
Yes, he's in.
What will you do? Kick it or go for 2 and get it over with?
You kick this ball.
Nah, go for 2 and go. Hey, I'll tell you what, he's got a guy. He's talking to him. Coach Beatty has got his arm around the player, and I think they're talking about it.
They are going for 2.
No, he's got a tee in his hand, doesn't he? No, those are black
he doesn't.
gloves.
Those are gloves.
I told you. I tell you, he's going to do it.
Greg Stander comes in, black gloves and all.
Sherm's back out there.
Sherm called a timeout.
Sherm's back out there. He's getting his
He never left the field. What do you mean? He's been at the hash mark ever since. When they called the
play, he was on the field.
I know. Hey, can't you get that too many men on the field? Sherm made it to the hash marks. They hiked the ball, and then he turns around and walks back out.
He's exhausted. He's not going to work out.
Heck, he's not going to school tomorrow.
Let's watch the touchdown right here. Power eye. Boy, and he just pounds it in there. Look, that's Standard, isn't it?
That is Standard. Just following his lineman. Whitwer in front of him. There's Whitwer, number 20.
Let's go, Posse! Let's go now!
Once again, we will give you the player of the game after this game's over. We just don't know who's going to win yet. So we're just kind of hanging tough. It's 28-27.
It's your pick. I pointed to everybody. It's your pick.
Well, if they make this on the 2-point conversion, we'll have to interview Bob Beatty again.
We'll make him player of the game.
He is the player of the game.
He's the player of the game.
Well, there he comes, walking off again.
Let's see if he makes it. Now, Beatty's a little bit younger. He's sprinting off.
Well, as much a sprint as you can get out of a coach.
I think Sherm ought to just wait right there.
Well, Sherm turned around.
He's there. He's on the floor. He's on the screen. Right? 2-point play.
This is
option
for the ball game.
Option.
And they're going with the... No, they flip it out to Standard. He's going to be caught for the loss. No, he's still turning. He's in. They win the game on the 2-point conversion. He made it. How did he get in there? I have no idea. But Stander is in for the touchdown.
That's
our player of the game, Mike Stander. Mark Stander, only a sophomore, did an outstanding job. It was all second effort as they win this ball game 29-28. What a magnificent finish and what a great game. And you have to give it to him. He scored the last touchdown and the final 2-point conversion. 29-28 as Chatfield upends Bear Creek tonight in somewhat of a shocker. And that drops them even now. 2-1 or 3-1 for Chatfield, 3-1 for the Bear Creek Bears, and 2 big games next week, and you can see both of them right here on JTV Channel 3 as Chatfield plays Columbine and Bear Creek plays Arvada West. What a ball game. When we come back, Sam will be on the field with the player of the game, Mark Stander, right here from Jefferson County Stadium. We'll be right back. Once again, 29-28 from Jeffco Stadium. This is the winning shot right here. Stander gets the ball to the outside. He pops this one, and this is all going to be brute strength and effort as the player of the game for Chatfield wins this one on a 2-point conversion, and they go on to beat, once again, Chatfield over Bear Creek 29-28, and with the player of the game, here he is, Sam Pagano.
I have the young, outstanding tailback, Mark Stander, the outstanding back for Chatfield. Mark, I tell you what, it was an exciting ball game. I knew Coach Beatty. I had a feeling he was going to go for 2. And tell us about that play that you got, the 2-point play to win the ball game.
Well, Venna dumped the pass to me, and I saw a Bear Creek player coming for me, so I decided to cut back, and I saw a wall of players, so I had to like juke it back and then go in for the goal.
Well, you did a great job of juking. Congratulations to you, Coach Beatty. Great win tonight.
You drive.
Once again out here at Jeffco Stadium, 29-28 in overtime as Chatfield goes for 2, and they end up putting themselves right dead in the center of this race now, coming out of the 5A division for Jefferson County. Now you have 3 teams, well, 2 teams right now with Chatfield as well as our team tonight, Bear Creek, both with 1 loss. Arvada West, they have not lost yet. They're 3-0. They still have to play this week, but everything's a muck now.
Well, it's a great game tonight. It was fun seeing 2 good offensive teams. They both played great defense. They're both well coached. You get an overtime, you go into overtime, it's exciting. But the thing about it, next week, Chatfield, big rivalry, plays Columbine, the big game, Bear Creek, Arvada West. We're doing them both.
Yes,
God, we'll be right here having fun again.
Yes, we will, and that's exactly right. We're going to bring you both of those games next week. We're going to find out exactly who the 2 teams are that are going to come out of this in the 1-2 seed, and then the wild card. All 3 of these teams, 3 out of the 4, are definitely still in it, and that's going to be one heck of a week coming your way right here on JTV Channel 3. It's time now to wrap this one up and let you know once again, Debbie Welke does a a great job for us as our producer and director. Everybody in a truck, a great crew all around us. For my partner, Sam Pagano, I'm Don Martin. See you next time. JTV Channel 3, your high school football source.